Namaste and welcome. In today's session, I will be working out some more questions from previous year's board examination papers based on the concepts how to find out the zeros of the polynomials and how to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. Here we go. Question number 1. You have to find the zeros of the polynomial x square plus x minus p into p plus 1. Let's do it now. Solution. Since the polynomial is in x, let us take this as let f of x is equal to x square plus x minus p into p plus 1. Normally, we used to factorize the given quadratic polynomial by splitting the middle term. If you look at this particular polynomial, it is not possible to split the middle term. So what we can do is, we have to make some slight modifications in the polynomial in such a manner the polynomial will remain the same. I will just explain to you now. This can be written as x square plus x into you multiply by p plus 1. By doing it, you will be getting px plus x. But x is here, there is no px term at all. So, you have to now subtract that particular term. That's all, very simple. Then, write the constant term as it is, minus p into p plus 1. Now, it is possible to get the factors. Now, combine x square plus x into p plus 1. Here, you can take out x as common factor. Then, inside you will have x plus p plus 1. When you combine minus px minus p into p plus 1, you can take out minus p, then inside you will be having x plus p plus 1. Now, x plus p plus 1 is common, take it out, then you will be getting x plus p plus 1 into x minus p. See, you know that to get the zeros of the polynomials, you have to write f of x equal to 0. And if you see my second video, I would have written all the steps in detail. For every question while answering, I might have written the zeros of the polynomial f of x are given by f of x equal to 0. So, straight away you can write f of x equal to 0 implies x plus p plus 1 into x minus p should be equal to 0. This implies x plus p plus 1 equal to 0 or x minus p equal to 0. This will give you x is equal to minus p plus 1 or x is equal to p. So, therefore, the zeros of this polynomial, this given polynomial are minus p plus 1 and p. Then write your answer as you have to rewrite the same statement. Now, to make you comfortable, to make you understand or to make you comprehend this particular concept properly, let me work out one more question of the same type. Question number 2. Here you have to find the zeros of the polynomial x square minus 3x minus m into m plus 3. This question is similar to the previous one what we did in today's class. Let's do it now. Solution. Since the given polynomial is in x, I can write it as let f of x is equal to x square minus 3x minus m into m plus 3. To get the zeros of the polynomial, the first and the foremost step is to factorize the given polynomial. Usually, if the quadratic polynomial is given, we used to split the middle term and then find out its factors. But if you look at the given polynomial, it is not possible for us to split the middle term. But we can make slight modifications in such a manner that the polynomial will remain the same. Now see here, I can write this as x square minus x into this m plus 3. By doing so, I will be getting minus mx minus 3x. But minus 3x is already there in the given polynomial. But minus mx is not there. So, let me write here plus mx. Plus mx. Now, what will happen? Minus mx and plus mx will get cancelled. Then, the constant term minus m into m plus 3. By making this modification, the given polynomial will remain the same. There won't be any change in that. Now it is very easy to factorize. Now combining x square minus x into m plus 3, I can write this as x can be taken as common factor. Then inside I will be having x minus of m plus 3. Then when I combine mx minus m into m plus 3, I can take out plus m. Then inside I will have x minus of m plus 3. Now x minus of m plus 3 is common. That can be taken out as common factor. So I will be getting this is x minus of m plus 3 into x plus m. So I got f of x is equal to, that is x square minus 3x minus m into m plus 3 is equal to x minus of m plus 3 into x plus m. You know that the zeros of the polynomial are given by, the polynomial f of x are given by f of x equal to 0. So I am going to write in this manner. We know that f of x equal to 0. This implies x square minus 3x minus m into m plus 3 should be equal to 0. But just now we got this quadratic polynomial as x minus of m plus 3 into x plus m. So, I can write over here, this implies x minus of m plus 3 into x plus m should be equal to 0. This implies x minus of m plus 3 equal to 0 or x plus m equal to 0. This will give us x is equal to m plus 3 or x is equal to minus m. Therefore, the zeros of the given polynomial are m plus 3 and minus m. Of course, you have to write your final answer. Just rewrite the same statement, that is, the zeros of the given polynomial are m plus 3 and minus m. So that will be your final answer. Question number 3. If alpha and beta be the zeros of the polynomial 2x square plus 5x plus k such that alpha square plus beta square plus alpha beta is equal to 21 by 4, then find the value of k. Let's do this now. Solution. The given polynomial is in x, so let f of x is equal to 2x square plus 5x plus k. What else is given? Alpha and beta are the zeros of the given polynomial. Now, this implies what will happen to the sum of zeros? Sum of zeros is equal to alpha plus beta. You know that is nothing but minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. You can write it that way, or even you can write minus b by a, which is nothing but, if you see the given question, the coefficient b is nothing but coefficient of x, which is 5, and a is coefficient of x square, which is nothing but 2. So I can write this as minus 5 by 2. Okay. Let me name alpha plus beta is equal to minus 5 by 2 as 1. What will happen to the product of zeros? Product of zeros is equal to alpha beta, which is nothing but constant term by coefficient of x square. Usually we write it as c by a. Here in the given polynomial, the constant term is k and the coefficient of x square is 2. So I can write over here k by 2. Let me name this as 2. Okay. What else is given to you? The given question, alpha square plus beta square plus alpha beta is equal to 21 by 4. That is what is given. So, but alpha square plus beta square plus alpha beta is equal to 21 by 4. This is given to you. You know that alpha square plus beta square can be written as alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta. We have done questions based on this. So, I can write this as, this implies alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta, then plus alpha beta is equal to 21 by 4. This can be written as alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta plus alpha beta is going to be minus alpha beta is equal to 21 by 4. You know the value of alpha plus beta, which is nothing but minus 5 by 2, and you also know the value of alpha beta, which is k by 2. So let us substitute over here. This is minus 5 by 2 the whole square minus k by 2 is equal to 21 by 4. This we got it from 1 and 2. When you simplify this, you will be getting 25 by 4 minus k by 2 is equal to 21 by 4. This can be written as k by 2 is equal to 25 by 4 minus 21 by 4, which is nothing but 4 by 4, which is 1. This implies k by 2 is equal to 1. That will give us k is equal to 2. So finally you have to write over here. Therefore, the value of k is equal to 2. Finally, you have to write your answer. Write the same statement. The value of k is equal to 2. Question number 4. If 1 0 of the polynomial a square plus 9 into x square plus 13x plus 6a is reciprocal of the other, then find the value of a. I think I have done one sum of this type in my previous video. Let's do it now. Solution. Let f of x is equal to a square plus 9 into x square plus 13x plus 6a. Let 1 0 of the polynomial b, that is given polynomial b alpha. Therefore, the other 0 is 1 by alpha. We know that the product of zeros is equal to alpha into 1 by alpha, which is equal to constant term by coefficient of x square. Okay, what is constant term? If you see the given quadratic polynomial, 6a is the constant term over here, and coefficient of x square is a square plus 9. So I will be getting here 6a by a square plus 9. Actually speaking, this alpha and this alpha will get cancelled. So I will be having 1 is equal to. So 1 is equal to 6a by a square plus 9. When I cross multiply, I will be getting, this implies a square plus 9 equal to 6a. That is a square minus 6a plus 9 equal to 0. Just looking at a square minus 6a plus 9, that can be written as a minus 3 the whole square. Straight away you can write it that way, or if you want to split the middle term also, you can do it. So I can write here straight away, this is a minus 3 the whole square equal to 0, which implies a minus 3 equal to 0, that is a is equal to 3. Therefore, the value of A is equal to 3. Of course, you have to write your answer. Rewrite the same statement. Question number 5. If the product of the zeros of the polynomial ax square minus 6x minus 6 is 4, then find the value of a. Such questions will be asked for 1 mark. So let's do it now. Solution. Let f of x is equal to ax square minus 6x minus 6. So product of the zeros. So first let me write, let alpha and beta be the zeros of the given polynomial. We know that product of zeros is equal to alpha beta is equal to constant term by coefficient of x square. Now write this as c by a. But actually in the given polynomial, one a is there. So I don't want you to get confused with this. So let me write over here capital A, that is the coefficient of x square. Okay, the constant term in the given polynomial is minus 6, whereas the coefficient of x square is a. So let me write here, this is equal to minus 6 by a. But what is given to you? The product of the zeros is 4. That is what is given. So, but let me name this as 1. But alpha into beta is equal to 4. That is what is given to you. Therefore, 1 becomes, in place of alpha beta you can substitute 4 is equal to minus 6 by a. This will give you a is equal to minus 6 by 4, which is minus 3 by 2. So finally you have to write, therefore the value of a is equal to minus 3 by 2. Question number 6. Here you have to find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. I have selected these 3 questions from previous year's papers. Let us work out one by one. The first subdivision. Five x square minus 4 minus 8x. Let us do this now. Solution. Since the given polynomial is in x, I can straight away write, let f of x is equal to 5x square minus 4 minus 8x. I can write this polynomial in descending power of x as 5x square minus 8x minus 4. You know that to get the zeros of the polynomial, the first and the foremost step is to split the middle term and factorize the given quadratic polynomial. So, I can write this as 5x square. This minus 8x can be written as minus 10x plus 2x minus 4. Let me write here 5x square minus 8x minus 4 can be written like this. Now, when I multiply minus 10x and 2x, I should get the product of the first and the last terms. That is the procedure. So, now combining 5x square minus 10x, I can take out 5x as common factor. Inside I will have x minus 2. Then plus, when I combine 2x and minus 4, I can take out 2 and again inside I will be having x minus 2. If you see, x minus 2 is common, that we can take it out as common factor. Then inside we will have 5x plus 2. So, I got 5x square minus 8x minus 4 as x minus 2 into 5x plus 2. You know that the zeros of the polynomial f of x are given by f of x is equal to 0. So, I am not writing that statement. Let me straight away write. We know that f of x equal to 0, which implies x minus 2 into 5x plus 2 should be equal to 0. This implies x minus 2 equal to 0 or 5x plus 2 equal to 0. This will give us x is equal to 2 or x is equal to minus 2 by 5. So, we got the zeros of the polynomial now. So, let us write the answer for the first part as answer the zeros of the given polynomial or the given quadratic polynomial are 2 and minus 2 by 5. So, we have answered the first part of the question. Now, we have to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given polynomial. Let alpha and beta be the zeros of the given polynomial. But we got the zeros of the polynomial as 2 and minus 2 by 5. So, I can take alpha is equal to 2 and beta is equal to minus 2 by 5. Therefore, sum of the zeros is equal to alpha plus beta is equal to, substitute the values here, 2 minus 2 by 5, which is equal to 10 minus 2 by 5, which is 8 by 5. Now, if you see the given polynomial, it is 5x square minus 8x minus 4. So, I can write this as minus of minus 8 by 5, which is equal to minus, what is minus 8? If you see here, minus 8 is the coefficient of x. So, I can write here, this is coefficient of x by 5. What is 5? 5 is coefficient of x square. So, I can write over here coefficient of x square. So we got sum of the zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. You know already sum of the zeros is equal to alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a or minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. That is what we got it now. So we have verified that sum of the zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. Therefore, the sum of the zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. Let me name the result what we have verified here as 1. Now, what will happen to the product of the zeros? Product of the zeros is equal to alpha beta, which is equal to, you know, alpha is 2, beta is minus 2 by 5. So, 2 into minus 2 by 5, this is nothing but minus 4 by 5. What is minus 4? If you see the given polynomial, minus 4 is the constant term, whereas 5 is the coefficient of x square. So, I can write over here, this is equal to constant term by coefficient of x square. So we have verified that the product of the zeros is equal to constant term by coefficient of x square. Normally we write it as c by a. Okay. So let me write over here. Therefore, product of the zeros is equal to constant term by coefficient of x square. So let me name the result what we have verified here as 2. And of course we have to write the answer for the second part. Answer: from 1 and 2 we have verified the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given quadratic polynomial. See, if you go through my polynomial 01 part 2, that is my second video, we have worked out from exercise 2.2, the first part, 6 subdivisions are there. All the 6 subdivisions have been worked out. Every step has been written for all the questions. So that also will give you some idea like how to go about the questions of this type. This particular type is very, very important as far as the board examination is concerned. Okay. Now, finally we need to write the answer. You have to write both the answers, that is the zeros of the given polynomial or we got the zeros as 2 and minus 2 by 5. 2 and minus 2 by 5. This is the answer for the first part. And the second part, we have verified the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given quadratic polynomial. I have written all the steps in detail for you so that it will be easy for you to understand. Second subdivision. Here you have to find the zeros of the polynomial 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3, and then you have to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of this particular quadratic polynomial. Let's do this now. Solution. The given polynomial is in x, so we can write let f of x is equal to 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3. To get the zeros of the polynomial, you know, you have to split the middle term of this polynomial and factorize it. So, I can write this polynomial as 2 root 3 x square minus 3x minus 2x plus root 3. 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3 can be written like this. What I have done over here, I have written this minus 5x middle term as minus 3x minus 2x. So when I multiply minus 3x and minus 2x, I will be getting 6x squared. That is nothing but the product of the first and the last terms. See, 2 into root 3 into root 3. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. So 2 3s are 6. So 6x squared. That is what I am getting here. Minus 3x into minus 2x is going to be 6x squared. Okay. Now, when I combine the first two terms, I can take out root 3x. Then inside I will be having 2x minus x is already there outside, but I want 3. But root 3 is outside, so I can write over here root 3. Therefore, root 3 into root 3 will give 3. And when I combine minus 2x plus root 3, I can take out minus 1. Then inside I will be having 2x minus root 3. That's all. Now, 2x minus root 3 is common. That can be taken out. So, I will be getting 2x minus root 3 into root 3x minus 1. This is what I am getting for 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3. Okay. You know that the zeros of the polynomial f of x are given by f of x equal to 0. So, we know that here f of x equal to 0. This implies f of x is nothing but actually 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3 equal to 0. This implies 2x minus root 3 into root 3x minus 1 should be equal to 0. This will give us 2x minus root 3 equal to 0 or root 3x minus 1 equal to 0. That is, x is equal to root 3 by 2 or x is equal to 1 by root 3. So, we got the zeros of the given polynomial. So, therefore, the zeros of the given polynomial, given quadratic polynomial are root 3 by 2 and 1 by root 3. So, this is going to be your answer for the first part. Now, our aim is to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given polynomial. Let alpha and beta be the zeros of the given polynomial 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3. Therefore, you can take alpha is equal to root 3 by 2 and beta is equal to 1 by root 3, because we got the zeros of the polynomial as root 3 by 2 and 1 by root 3. Now we have taken alpha and beta to be the zeros of this polynomial. So I can always take alpha as root 3 by 2 and beta as 1 by root 3. Sum of the zeros is equal to alpha plus beta. Substitute the values, we will be getting root 3 by 2 plus 1 by root 3. When you take LCM, this will be 2 root 3. Then root 3 into root 3 is 3 plus 2. So, I will be getting 5 by 2 root 3. Okay. I can write 5 as minus of minus 5 by, then denominator you are having 2 root 3. Okay. So, minus, what is minus 5? If you see in the given quadratic polynomial, minus 5 is the coefficient of x and 2 root 3 is the coefficient of x square. So, I can write here coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. So, I am getting sum of the zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, that is alpha plus beta. See, already you know the sum of the zeros is equal to alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, which is nothing but minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. That is what we are getting here. So, let me name this result, what we have verified, as 1. Okay. What will happen to the product of zeros? Product of the zeros is equal to alpha beta is equal to, we got alpha as root 3 by 2 and beta as 1 by root 3. So let us substitute over here. I will be getting, this is root 3 by 2 into 1 by root 3, which is root 3 by 2 root 3. What is root 3? If you see in the given polynomial, root 3 is the constant term and 2 root 3 is the coefficient of x square. So, I can write over here constant term by coefficient of x square. Or in other words, we have verified product of the zeros, which is alpha beta, is equal to constant term by coefficient of x square. So the result what we got here or what we verified here, let me name that as 2. And we have to write the answer for the second part. From 1 and 2, we have verified the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given quadratic polynomial. At the end, you have to write both the answers together as your final answer. So, answer, the first part, the zeros of the given quadratic polynomial are root 3 by 2 and 1 by root 3. Second part answer, we have verified the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. This is how you have to conclude your final answer. Third subdivision. Here you have to find out the zeros of the quadratic polynomial root 3x square minus 8x plus 4 root 3, and then you have to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of this polynomial. Let's do it now. Solution. Usual steps. Let f of x is equal to root 3x square minus 8x plus 4 root 3. To get the zeros of the polynomial, we have to factorize this quadratic polynomial by splitting the middle term. So, root 3x square minus 8x plus 4 root 3 can be written as root 3x square. This minus 8x, I can write it as minus 6x minus 2x. Of course, plus 4 root 3 is there. Now, when I add minus 6x and minus 2x, I am going to get the middle term minus 8x. When I multiply, I will be getting 12x squared. So, That is nothing but the product of the first and the last term. It's the usual procedure. So, when I combine the first two, that is root 3x square minus 6x, I can take out root 3x. Then inside I will have x minus 2 root 3. You just multiply and see now. Root 3x into x will give root 3x square. So that is the term you are having here. Then minus 2 root 3 into root 3 x. That means root 3 into root 3 is going to be 3. So minus 6x. So you are having minus 6x. That's all. Then now when you combine minus 2x plus 4 root 3, I can take out minus 2. Then inside I will be having x minus 2 root 3. Now x minus 2 root 3 is common. That can be taken out. So I will be getting x minus 2 root 3 into root 3x minus 2. So I am getting root 3x square minus 8x plus 4 root 3 as x minus 2 root 3 into root 3x minus 2. Now, you know that the zeros of the polynomial are given by f of x equal to 0. So, let me write that. We know that here f of x equal to 0 implies root 3x square minus 8x plus 4 root 3 should be equal to 0, which is nothing but just now we got root 3x square minus 8x plus 4 root 3 as x minus 2 root 3 into root 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. This implies x minus 2 root 3 equal to 0 or root 3x minus 2 equal to 0. This will give the value of x as 2 root 3 or x is equal to 2 by root 3. So we got the zeros of the given polynomial. So let us write that as answer for the first part. Therefore, the zeros of the given quadratic polynomial are 2 root 3 and 2 by root 3. Okay. Now our aim is to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given quadratic polynomial. Let's do it now. Let alpha and beta be the zeros of the given quadratic polynomial. But just now we got the zeros of the polynomial as 2 root 3 and 2 by root 3. So therefore, I can take alpha is equal to 2 root 3 and beta is equal to 2 by root 3. Yes. What will happen to sum of zeros? Sum of the zeros is equal to alpha plus beta is equal to 2 root 3 plus 2 by root 3. I have just substituted the value of alpha and the value of beta. That's all. This is equal to, when I take LCM, I will be getting 6 plus 2 by root 3, which is equal to 8 by root 3. Let me mention the quadratic polynomial here itself. Root 3 x square minus 8x plus 4 root 3. We can write this as minus of minus 8 by root 3. So this is equal to minus, what is minus 8? Minus 8 is the coefficient of x. Root 3 is coefficient of x square. So I can write this as minus, instead of minus 8 I can write coefficient of x by, for root 3 I can write coefficient of x square. So this is what I am getting for sum of the zeros. So already you know sum of the zeros is equal to alpha plus beta is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square or minus b by a. Actually that is what we got here also. Or in other words, we have verified now sum of the zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. So let me name the result what we have verified now as 1. Okay. What will happen to the product of zeros? Product of the zeros is equal to alpha beta is equal to, you know, alpha is 2 root 3. That's what we got. See, alpha is 2 root 3, beta is 2 by root 3. So let us substitute here 2 root 3 into 2 by root 3, which is equal to 4 root 3 by root 3. Okay. What is 4 root 3? If you see the given polynomial, 4 root 3 is the constant term. Root 3 is the coefficient of x square. So I can write here this is equal to constant term by coefficient of x square, that is product of the zeros. Therefore, we have verified product of the zeros is equal to constant term by coefficient of x square. So the result what we have verified now, let me take it as 2. Of course, we have to write the answer for the second part of the question. Answer from 1 and 2 we have verified the relationship between the zeros and coefficients of the given polynomial or the given quadratic polynomial. Okay. Finally, you have to write your answer, wherein you have to write the answer for both the parts. So, answer the first part, the zeros of the given quadratic polynomial or 2 root 3 and 2 by root 3. Then the second result, we have verified the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given quadratic polynomial. This is how you will be concluding your answer. With that, we have come to the end of today's session. I have worked out questions from previous year's board examination question papers based on the concept of how to find out the zeros of the polynomials as well as how to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the given quadratic polynomial. I hope by now these concepts might have got registered in your mind. Thank you very much. I will meet you again in my next session.